first game that I see, which is Titans at Jags. We're going to skip over the Thursday night game because I likely won't get this out by then, but that is what it is. Titans, 6.5-point road dogs, or 7 points wherever you see it, in Jacksonville, with 76% of the bets on Jacksonville and 47% of the money on the Titans, giving them a 23% sharp differential. This, Andy, feels like a quintessential Mike Vrabel spot. The Jags coming off a big loss to the Niners. And I obviously...
Disagree.
Okay, that's good. More
Wait,
disagreeing
go ahead.
from us. Yeah. Obviously, I don't think what the Jags showed against the Niners is what they're capable of, clearly. They were on a 5-0 tear, then went into the bye and come out getting clobbered at home. Whereas the Titans are just kind of like floating by with Will Levis, and I think that's why you see so much public, backing right now on the Jaguars, because they're the far better team. I think their defensive line will be absolutely able to handle Will Levis and create pressure, which we saw in the Steelers game. Will Levis against pressure could not get much done. And, there's two sides of the Titans offense with Will Levis at quarterback. There's what happened in the first game where he played with DeAndre Hopkins and he scored 3 touchdowns. And then there's also the side of things that have happened the last 2 weeks. And I am afraid of that, but I do like the Titans here because I think this is a quintessential Mike Vrabel, knows the Jacksonville team. Jacksonville will come out with a win, so I don't hate them at a teaser here with the total set at 40, but I love the sharp differential towards the Titans. I think this is a great spot to back a road dog in a division where you have two very different teams. However, the play styles don't necessarily mean, I don't know if the Jags really match up incredibly well against the Titans.
Yeah, I mean, you read my mind with Jacksonville as a perfect teaser leg here. They're going to be bouncing back after a 34-3 embarrassment to the Niners, in my opinion, as well as the Titans, like you said, have just kind of been getting by with Will Levis. This is a perfect spot for Travis Etienne and company to just run through this Titans defensive line, where I really favor that matchup. I think I might be looking at Etienne props as well. I do have Jaguars as one of my teaser legs for my early best bets article that I put out Sunday night. I also have the under 40 because I don't think that Jacksonville's defense is okay. It's not as good as we thought it was at times this season, but I do think that with the element of the divisional rivalry here, with the element of how much the Titans have struggled to put up points in their recent games, I really like that the Titans are going to hold up their end of the bargain to get to the over, and that Jacksonville could just wipe them out here. We're honest. I tease them because it's such a perfect teaser leg where I don't see a world where Jacksonville loses. I think if Jacksonville loses, we're going to be having some really bigger conversations about this team.
Yeah.
I still honestly like -7 or -6.5, whatever you're getting at on your book. So I lean Jacksonville spread. I've already got them in a teaser. I've already got the under at under 40. And looks like the money's going on the over. So we'll see if the bets go that way too. But still early. There's only 11,000 bets in this game. So that's going to completely be thrown on its head by the time that Sunday rolls around. But yeah, you can see a lot more in-depth analysis on that one, as well as my thoughts on the teaser as a whole on happyhoursports.net. Just go to the NFL Week 11 betting preview and best bets.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I like the under too. As we sit here talking about it, I'm kind of rethinking my initial leans on the Titans. I'm still going to say I lean the Titans, but I'm looking at some trends and some data right here. Of 41 quarterbacks with at least 60 plays this season, Will Levis has the 4th lowest success rate, up there with Tommy DeVito, Zach Wilson, and PJ Walker. So not great.
He passes the eye test, I would say. There's moments where I actually do think that he looks good, and so the stats aren't going to be great for most rookies. It's so rare that you get a rookie that has great stats. It's like CJ Stroud is an absolute anomaly that a rookie's being put in the MVP conversation. But what I would say is
with that offense,
yeah, this Mike Vrabel thing for me is just a myth now. It's especially this season, he doesn't have the personnel that he wants to do the things that he's good at. I think he's good at least game managing, where that plays in favor of the under. But I don't think that he's not worth shit game managing the offense. He's very good at game managing on the defensive side, in my opinion. But he's not getting anything that he wants on the offense, because the Jaguars defense should be able to stuff Derrick Henry here too. And if they can't get the run going, then what are they going to do? It was
this offensive line
for Henry last week.
Yeah, the offensive line is not ideal for the Titans, that's for sure. They rank in the bottom third of the NFL for sacks allowed with 2.7 a game, which is just not good at all. The final couple trends I wanted to say on the Jags here: teams to lose by 20 points or more in the previous week are 85 and 58 ATS, so that's good for the Jags. But then not good for the Jags is Trevor Lawrence is 4 and 11 ATS against teams under 500. So just a couple trends to throw out there in this game. I love the under. I might be on that. We'll see. It's dropped a little bit despite the money being on the over. 35% of the bets on the over, 55% of the money, giving that a 20% sharp differential. We saw an 11-2 record last year when the sharp differential on the over was above 20% and below 30%. So we haven't had many of those games this year. Let me look. We have had it's 0-3 this year. Okay, so maybe that needs to bounce back as well. But who's to say? Let's move on.
If you are watching this video, you made it this far, it means you hopefully like the analysis. So please give us a like, give us a subscribe, share it with your friends and family, everyone you know. Share it with everyone you talk to, because that helps us out more than you can imagine. So really appreciate y'all supporting us.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for listening. This is always Sharpen the Public, the only sports betting podcast focused on leveraging public betting trends. As always, Andy and I are here Fridays to preview every week in the NFL, talking about public betting data and everything that you can't get anywhere else. So thank you guys for tuning in and listening to us talk about every game on the slate here. Please keep checking us out. Give us a like, follow, subscribe wherever you're listening to, especially on YouTube. We're continuing to try to grow that platform as well. So thank you for checking us out everywhere. As always, we're going to keep plugging away, and hopefully we can continue to see some teasers go through the hoop, see some golden rule trend hits. It's going to be a good week. I'm sending positive vibes to our trends. Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. We will catch you in the next one in the recap episode that comes out on Tuesday. Thanks for listening.
The boys bet better with beer.